Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the Terminator lab. This is the video number 34. I've been discussing in the previous video the following. I've been still working on how we can deploy Windows 10 using the latest Microsoft deployment toolkit in addition to the Microsoft deployment services or server, I think. We have been talking now for 12 videos on how to prepare the environment of the MDT and WDS. What are the prerequisites? What are the steps? And we have stopped at the documentation called steps.txt, which is prepared by Daniel Brother Barbarius, the one that has give us a tremendous and fantastic documentation on how to deploy different operating systems using the MDT and WDS. So we are following his footsteps concerning this issue, and as I have said before, he has a YouTube channel called Daniel Brother Barbarius, so you can all go and subscribe to his channel and see the MDT lab series that he has issued and published. So we are taking the documentation that he has used to create his MDT lab YouTube series, and we are working with it, and we will add to it, and we'll try to enhance it and give it a lot of new information and new commands and a lot of things actually. So we will not use his documentation in full. We will use a part of his documentation. So let's see where we have stopped in his documentation. We have stopped at the step to configure in the MDT a capture share and a deployment share. We have finished the configuration of the capture share. We have make the structure of the folders in the Microsoft deployment toolkit, especially in the capture share folder. We have the OS layout. These are the operating systems that will be imported to the capture share folder in the MDT tool, and these are the drivers that we will import, so we will use it during the deployment of the images or the Windows 10 images captured by MDT. And a lot of things actually, the bootstrap setting, the custom setting, all of this we have configured. The monitoring of both the capture process and the deployment process, we have created all of these, and we have a step. Another step is to import the applications that will be used during the capture process. So we will have a Windows installed, and then we need to install some programs that after installing them, the Windows and the programs installed will be captured. So we have seen in the previous videos, or we have imported the programs that will be captured, okay, during the installation of the Windows, okay. So, and the Windows itself actually will be captured. So these programs, after installing of Windows, will be installed silently, and then we will capture an image of the Windows, and all of these programs will be captured, and then it will be deployed to new PCs. But before capturing, we need to make a sysprep and then capture the Windows with its programs. So we have stopped the last time at these, or at the Visual Studio redistributables. This is the last program that is imported to the capture share folder in the MDT, and this is the last program that will be installed during the capture process of the Windows 10. Okay, so we need now to begin importing the programs that will be installed during the deployment of the Windows 10 with all of its programs. So after you take an image of the Windows 10 with all of its programs, you may consider installing additional programs while deploying this image. So this is the step of importing the programs that will be installed during the deployment of the Windows 10 image. So maybe you need to install Office, you need to install Firefox, you need to install a lot of things. Okay, so we will import these programs and make sure it is also installed silently. So let's go and see where we have stopped the last time. We have stopped at the minute 5519. These are the programs that will be installed during the capture process. Okay, it's in the capture share folder. So these are the programs that will be installed during the capture process of the Windows 10. So these programs are, as we see here, is not ordered in alphabetical order. So Daniel Brother Barbarius has found a script that will rearrange these application folders according to the alphabetical order. So this is simply a very small script. In the capture share folder in the MDT tool, okay, in the capture share folder, there is a file named applications or application group.xml. This file is considered, or this is the one that will rearrange the folders of the applications. So the script will go and play with application groups.xml, which is located in eCapture share. It will tweak it. After tweaking it, it will rearrange the applications according to the alphabetical order. But this is not fully, or this is not what exactly the script will do. The script, you need to go to the capture share folder and go to the control folder and get a copy of application group.xml. You will copy this file and put it outside on the desktop, and then the script will change the application group.xml, will change it, and then save an exact copy of it with the same name. And then you copy this file and replace it in the eCapture share in its original location. We will see that now. This is very, very simple method. Maybe explaining it, it is not enough. You need to see it in action. So let's see how we can rearrange the application folders in the application section in the MDT tool. Maybe you consider this process is not that much important, but Daniel Barbarius is very organized, and I think this is a good thing to do. You need to organize yourself, so if your work is organized, you will be able to continue working without any further problems, even though this is not a very critical step to do, but it is recommended to be organized, even though it will not affect anything. It will not take so much time even to implement this script. So let's see how we can arrange these. As we can see here, for example, C should be followed by I, okay, and then I M O P, okay. So it's not arranged in alphabetical order. You need first to close the MDT console. This is what we should do. So we'll close the console, and then there is a script. If you go to the folder that Daniel Brother Barbarius had already give us, he has already a folder called sort folders. This folder contains the script that will arrange the MDT application folders, okay. So this is the primary domain controller. I think there was a problem, so I have restarted the primary domain controller for some reason, and then we need to go and get the sort folders of MDT applications. We need to get it from Daniel Brother Barbarius source files. Okay, we need to go to MDT lab, terminator updated, and then MDT lab. This is the folder that contains Daniel Brother Barbarius scripts and source folders. Then we can go to not extra folders. If you go further, go not there. We need to go requisites. Then we need to go to scripts. Okay, the folder scripts. Then sort folders. This is the folder. We need to copy it. Okay, take a good or focus now. We need to copy this folder, put it on the desktop. Okay, and then we need to go to the capture folder and get the application groups.xml and paste it here. Okay, so let's wait and see. First, we can do a small rearrange, or not a small rename to the script, and name it sort folders. Okay, sort folders. Okay, and then if you edit the script, we will see that the script you need to specify two locations: the location of the XML file and the location of the modified XML file. So you need to tell him the location for the XML file and then he, after the modification, it will save a copy of it on another location, export path. So you need to fill him the path to edit the file, the XML file, and then the export path. So it will export the file after changing it. Okay, so this is simply what the script will do. So first we need to go and specify the location of the XML file it will change or it will modify. So here we will tell him it is on my desktop. Okay, so this is it. This is the first thing we need to do. And then we need to specify the file. It's called application groups. We will see now that when I go to the capture share folder, you will see a file named by this name. Okay, so this is, we need to copy it and put it in this location. And again, I'm telling to export it to put it on my desktop. Okay, so here I'm telling it, or I'm telling the script to put the modified file on the desktop, and it will be with the same name. Okay, so we have two variables, the file to edit path and the file to export path. Okay, and then we need to save it, and then we need to copy the application groups.xml and put it in the sort folders. So now take a good look about what we are going to do now. So now we need to go and open the capture share folder. Okay, so let's wait for a moment. Now we need to open the E. Okay, so this is the location where we have our MDT folders, the capture share folder, and then go to the control, then application groups. We will copy this file and put it in the sort folders on the desktop. Okay, so now we will go and put it in the sort folders, paste. So now the script can go and see this file, modify it, and save a copy of it on the desktop. So now we can run the script. Okay, wait for a moment. If we go now and check the desktop, we will see exactly the same file name on the desktop, but now it is modified. If you copy it and replace it, or copy it and replace it to the capture share control folder, now if you replace the original file, we will see after opening the MDT console that the application folders are arranged. First of all, we need to close the MDT console. Go to the capture share, and then we will cut this file and go to the control and replace, you can see replace this file. Okay, so now it is replaced. If we go and open the console, okay, we'll open the main console again. We will see that, let's wait for a moment. We will see that the files are arranged alphabetically, CIMOP. So now we have all of our folders arranged in alphabetical order. So we have finished configuring the capture share folder. We need to go to deployment share folder and import the programs that will be installed during the deployment of the Windows 10 image, or the Windows 10 captured image, with all of its software, of course. So now we need to go and follow the steps of Daniel Brother Barbarius concerning the importing of the application. So now we'll open the MDT and then go to the applications, and then we will begin the same process we have done with these applications in the capture process. Now we need to do it with the deployment process. So the first program to deploy is the VLC, okay, or the VideoLAN program. Okay, this is an open source media player, something like Windows Media Player, but it is an open source free from VideoLAN organization. So now we need to create the folders. We have done these steps before. So we will create the folders for all of the applications and then begin importing them one by one. Okay, so now we have the VLC, and then we have the OpenShell. We have discussed before that OpenShell, it is a program to change the start menu of Windows 10 to be, or to look the same as Windows 7 start menu. Okay, so now we have created VLC and then OpenShell. Then 7-zip, this is a program to open compressed and compressed folders and compress folders. So it is basically a compressing tool. Okay, so 7-zip and then finish. Then we need to make a folder for the Adobe Reader DC. Okay, so these are all programs, additional programs you may need to install during the deployment of your Windows 10 image. Okay, so this is Adobe Reader DC. So these are additional or optional programs, but the programs in the capture share, these are basic programs. You need them for all of your departments. Okay, so now we will make a folder for the big info. We have said before what is big info. This is something, a tool that will make your desktop image display some data concerning your hardware resources of your PC or server. Okay, we have also discussed this tool before. This is big info. We have configured it on our file server and on our primary domain controller. Okay, so we will not need to, we have two, one for deploying it on servers and the other for deploying it on workstations, but I think it should be only installed on servers. Okay, this will not be practical to implement it on workstations. Okay, this is better suited for servers. Okay, so now we will cancel. We have only one folder for big info, and then we will continue creating application folders for the rest of what is included in the documentation. This is for Google Chrome. We have another one for Firefox. So we have a lot of programs we can choose from to install. Okay, so now we have Google Chrome. Okay, and then we have, I think, Firefox maybe. No, here we have a small script that will change the Windows 10 Pro version to Windows Enterprise. So you may need to change your Windows 10 version from Pro to Enterprise, and this is recommended, by the way. Why? Because the most suited or the most suitable Windows 10 operating system to install in large corporates are Windows 10 Enterprise, because it has a lot of features that are suited for enterprises or for large enterprises. That does not mean that you cannot install Windows 10 Pro, but Pro doesn't have the same features as Enterprise. Okay, but if you don't have the money, Pro is fine. But if you have extra money, then you should install Windows 10 Enterprise. Okay, so now we will continue. Now we are installing, or we are preparing to import Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so now we can put the folder and then next. Okay, finish. And then the Java. Okay, this is still used somehow in some corporates, or some applications need Java. So we can additionally install it, or install it if you need. This is the Java, and then we have programs like Office, Notepad++, for example. This is a very important program, mostly used by IT. Okay, and this is better than the normal Notepad in Windows operating systems. So Notepad++, okay, next, finish, and then we can continue then a program or a folder for Office or Microsoft 365. Okay, this is a folder. Okay, and then we will copy the name. Okay, and another folder, regserve and regwin10 and regwin11. This is a registry edit that will apply a certain lock screen to the workstations or servers. So this is a registry edit that will change the lock screen to a certain image, okay, or to apply a certain lock screen as an image. Okay, so The other program is Microsoft Report Viewer. This is optional because this is needed when you install WSOS role feature on a server. It needs Microsoft Report Viewer so you can see reports in the WSOS console. So this is one of the things. Start serve, start 10, start 11. This is a tweak, okay, that is used to customize the Windows 10 start menu, because this is registry tweaks that will customize the Windows 10 start menu. Okay, so we will not use it actually because we have OpenShell, so we will not use this section. And the last one, it is the Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is used also. It is optional to use if you have, for example, software developers or developers in your environment. You need to install Visual Studio Code for them. So this is optional. Okay. Now we will begin the importing process. The same that we have done in the capture share applications. This same. We need to go and tell him new application, and then we have it shared in a share folder, and then we need to put the publisher, the application name, the version, and then the language. We have done this before in the previous video, so we are doing the same. Okay, this is the name of the application, the second line. Okay, and then the name of the organization. Okay, the third line. The version is the fourth line, and the language is the fifth line. So this is the first thing. Okay, and then the name of the location is the second line. Okay, we can go and put it here. The version is the fourth line. This is are applied to all of the applications. We will see that this in the same order. We have it in the same order. Okay, so this is the version, and then the language, and then let's see. We'll go further, and then this is the command line. We need to explain what does this command do. Okay, so this is the command line. We need to know it will install the VLC silently on the machine, but what about L equal 1033? SC, this is silent. Okay, and what does NCRC? CRC, it is a way to make sure that the file that you have downloaded, it is downloaded from a trusted source, or it is downloaded from the company official website. This is something like a special code or a special number that is imported, or that it is within the program. You are checking it and see if it is the same as the company has imported. So for example, VLC or Videolan company has a CRC within its file. So you need to check to see if this CRC is the same as the company said, or as the company said in its website. So for example, Videolan company says that it will have a CRC 12345 for this program. So during installation, you will check and see if the CRC within this program is 1234. Okay, so this is basically what we will do here. Here I'm telling him not to check the CRC. This will increase, or this will speed the process of the installation, but I do not prefer to do that. You can delete the last section here, so it will check the CRC. This is an important step to do. So let's go to Google Bard and see what does it say, or how it will explain this line of script. So let's wait and see how it will discuss it.
The script line, VLC 3.0.18 Win64 link to .x, L equals 1033, S, NCRC, is a command line instruction for installing the VLC media player on a Windows system. The different components of the command line are as follows. VLC 3.0.18 Win64 link to .x. This is the name of the VLC installer file. L equals 1033. This sets the language of the installation to English. S. This installs VLC in silent mode, without displaying any prompts or messages. NCRC. This skips the CRC checks, which can speed up the installation process. To use this command line, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the VLC installer is located. Then, you would type the command line and press enter. For example, if the VLC installer file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C downloads greater than VLC 3.0.18 Win64 link to .x, L equals 1033, S, ncrc. This would silently install the VLC media player on your system, with the language set to English. Note that you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to install VLC.
So this is the explanation of Google Bard AI. So what about if I need to change the installation language? So you can ask Google Bard how to do that, or you can Google it. But here I asked him a question. What if I need to change the installation language to Deutsch? Can you modify the script to do that? So let's see what was the answer.
Yes, I can modify the script to change the installation language to Dutch. To do this, simply replace the L equals 1033 switch with L equals 1043. This will set the language of the installation to Dutch. The modified script would therefore be VLC 3.0.18 Win64 link to .x, L equals 1043, S, ncrc. You can use this script in the same way as the original script, by running it in a command prompt or PowerShell window. Note that the VLC installer may not be available in all languages. To check which languages are available, you can visit the VLC website.
So this is a good answer, but again, here you need to be more specific, because the Deutsch language here, or 1043, refers to the Deutsch language for Netherlands. So you need to make sure, you tell him I need the Deutsch German language, or the Deutsch Netherlands, or what Deutsch language exactly you need. Okay, and this is also a good note. You need to go to the VLC website and see if he has a support for these kind of languages. So this is basically what the command does. Okay, I prefer to delete the last switch. Okay, so now we can go and continue working with the video, and then this is the location of the file. Okay, it is in the deploy folder. Okay, we will copy it and then paste it, next, then next, and then finish. Then we need to change the same that we have done before in the applications in the capture share. We need to just leave the name, so we don't need the organization. So the full name of the application, it is the organization plus the application name plus the version. We need only to leave the application name. Okay, and the short name, we need it. This is a little bit of a long name. This is the short version of it. Okay, short version name. Okay, now we need to import OpenShell, okay, program. The same what we'll do here. Okay, we will take the company or the publisher. Okay, this is the publisher, the OpenShell team, and then the application name. This is the name of the application. Copy it and then paste it. Then the version. Now we can copy the version and then we can put it here, and then the language. Okay, this is English United States, and then okay, Control V, and then the command line is very simple. Actually, it tells him to install OpenShell MSI file silently /qn. This is the command, and MSI exec.exe. This is the program specialized in installing MSI files. So this is, you need to put this first section to tell the command prompt that you are currently installing MSI file, and this /qn tells it to install it silently. Okay, so now we can go and tell it the location of the folder. Okay, so this is the location of the folder, and then next, and then we will tweak the properties of the program. Okay, so we can see that the full program name, it is the company name or the publisher plus the application name plus the version. We need to delete all of this and leave the application name. and then the short name of the application should be OpenShell. This is a very simple name. Okay, applying the OK. So this is it. We need to go to the 7-zip. Okay, do the same process. I will not repeat all of, we will not make the exact steps every time, but we will just take the first 3 programs, and then we will do it, or we will run and do all of it, all of the rest of the programs. We will pause the video and do all the rest of the programs, and we will continue, or we will complete. So this is the 7-zip program. This is the company, or this is one guy called Igor Pavlov, and this is the version of the program, and this is the application name, and this is the language. Okay, and then we put it, and simply the command line is very simple. /s means that this will be installed silently. So very simple command line, and then we will tell it the location. Okay, so we'll copy the location and then put it in the working directory. Next, then finish, and then we will begin arranging the file. As you see here I will pause the video. So what I will do now, here I will pause the video and then do all of these, or I will import all of these programs. So I have done already all of the things here. So let's wait and see. Let me go further and see here. Oh, I will not do that. Okay, again. So okay, here I will do the Adobe Reader, and then I will stop, or I pause the video and do the rest. Okay, so this is the application, the company, Adobe System Incorporate, and then this is the program. Okay, the program or application name, and then the version. Okay, 22003. Copy, and then we will have the language, and then here we need to stop a little bit and see what does this command line says, or what does it mean. So let's go to Google. But first of all, we need to copy the line and then put it in the command line. Okay, and then we need to go to Google Bard and ask it about this. What does it say, or what does it mean? So first of all, what does MSIXEC/I mean? Remember that we have done this. If you go to this, we have done this in the OpenShell. Remember that we have a command called msixe.exe. What does it mean here? For example, for the VLC, for example, here, what does MSIEXE.exe/I means? Let's see what does that mean.
The command msiexec link to .xi is used to install a Windows installer package, MSI, file. MSI files are self-contained packages that contain all of the information needed to install a software program on a Windows system. To use the msiexec link to .xi command, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the MSI file is located. Then, you would type the command and press enter. For example, if the MSI file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C downloads greater than msiexec link to .x, IVLC 3.0.18 Win64 link to .msi. This would install the VLC media player on your system. The I switch in the command tells the Windows installer to install the package. You can also use the following switches to control the installation process. Quiet, or Q, installs the package in silent mode, without displaying any prompts or messages. Nor start, or R, prevents the computer from restarting after the installation is complete. Log, or L, creates a log file of the installation process. You can use these switches in combination with the I switch to create a custom installation script. For example, The following command would install the VLC media player in silent mode and without restarting the computer. msiexec link to .x, ivlc 3.0.18 win64 link to .msi, quiet, nor start. You can use these scripts to automate the installation of software programs on multiple computers or servers.
So we can see that msiexec.exe has different switches that will help you to install the MSI programs silently without restart. To log it, all of this can be done using this command. So what if I need to uninstall an MSI file or .msi file? What is the command? Let's see. This is another question that had risen to my mind. The command to uninstall, let's see here.
The command to uninstall a Windows installer package, MSI, file is msiexec link to .xx. To use this command, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the MSI file is located. Then, you would type the command and press enter. For example, if the MSI file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C downloads greater than msiexec link to .x, xvlc 3.0.18 win64 link to .msi. This would uninstall the VLC media player from your system. You can also use the following switches to control the uninstallation process. Quiet or Q uninstalls the package in silent mode, without displaying any prompts or messages. Nor start or R prevents the computer from restarting after the uninstallation is complete. Log or L creates a log file of the uninstallation process. You can use these switches in combination with the X switch to create a custom uninstallation script. For example, the following command would uninstall the VLC media player in silent mode and without restarting the computer. msiexec link to .x, xvlc 3.0.18 win64 link to .msi, quiet, nor start. You can use these scripts to automate the uninstallation of software programs on multiple computers or servers. Note that you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to uninstall some software programs.
So this is basically the msiexec.exe different switches. Okay, this we have used it to install the OpenShell.msi program, and this is how we can use it in different modes. So now we can go and tell Google Bard to explain the command line to install Adobe Reader. Let's see what does he has to say about this command line. Okay.
The command line acro rdrdc 2,200,320,263 _n _us link to .x, sal, rs, msi euler _accept equals yes disabledeskTOPSHORTCUT equals 1 is used to silently install the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC software on a Windows system, with the language set to English and the desktop shortcut disabled. The different components of the command line are as follows. Acro rdrdc 2,200,320,263 _n _us link to .x. This is the name of the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC installer file. Sal. This installs Adobe Acrobat Reader DC in silent mode, without displaying any prompts or messages. RS. This suppresses the reboot prompt after the installation is complete. MSI. This tells the Windows installer to install the package. Euler _accept equals yes. This automatically accepts the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC end-user license agreement. Disable desktop shortcut equals 1. This prevents the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC desktop shortcut from being created. To use this command line, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC installer file is located. Then, you would type the command line and press enter. For example, if the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC installer file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C downloads greater than acro rdrdc 2,200,320,263 _n _us link to .x, sal, rs, MSI Euler underscore accept equals yes DISABLEDESKTOPSHORTCUT equals 1. This would silently install Adobe Acrobat Reader DC on your system, with the language set to English and the desktop shortcut disabled. Note that you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to install Adobe Acrobat Reader DC.
So this is simply what is the line or the command line for installing Adobe Reader silently. We can see that Google Broad has fantastically explained the script or the command line. So now we are providing the different info. So now we are providing the location for the installation files. Okay, so this is it. Next, then finish, and then we need to tweak or to change the name. Okay, the name of the application. Okay, and then remove the version and leave the name of the application, and then we need to give the short name. Okay, it is Adobe Reader DC. Okay, Control V, then apply and OK. And then at this moment I will pause the video. So here I will pause the video and then complete the import of the rest of the programs. So here let me first discuss every program command installation line. So here I have imported all of the programs, but we need to see if there is any command or installation command lines. Maybe we need to know it or to discover it or to take a look on it. So let's see. First of all, we have stopped at big info. Let's go and see the script for installing big info. If we go there and see what is the command line for installing big info, let's see. Here it will run hide bad.vbs. This is the script that will install big info. So let's go and see what does this command or what this file contains. If you go there, prerequisites, and then we will open tools, then we'll go to the deploy, and then we go to the big info. Okay, this is the hide.bat edit. We have seen before this script. We have discussed it in the previous video. It will run install.bat. This is another file, and it will run it silently. So the install.bat, what does it will do? We will edit it. We can see here it will copy a couple of JPG files or a couple of images to the location of wallpaper in Windows. This will set the desktop wallpaper to these two images, and then it will run big info exe file, which will install the big info utility, and then sorry guys, it here will copy to two images to this folder, and then it will copy the big info exe file and another file concerning the big info. It will copy it to syswow64. Okay, it will copy these two files to this location. Okay, and then it will run a certain reg file. Okay, certain reg file. So what's basically he's doing, he's preparing the environment, so when he will run this exe file, it will apply a certain background image, and it will apply a certain configuration concerning the big info. So let's see first of all what is this reg file. If we edit it, we will see that here it is these two or this three sections. This is the quality of the images that are copied. Remember that we have a line that will copy some images. This is the JPG import quality for these two images, and then the last line, it will run big info. So this registry key simply will run the big info program. So again, if we go and check the install.bat, it will copy these two images, will copy these two files, and then this registry key will run the big info utility. After running it, what we can or what we expect to see, we will see a certain image. So we will see here a certain image, and this is the big info As we see here, this is the big info running and some data is displayed. So if we go again and see what happened here, so we can see here that this is the rig. What does it will do? So it will run. So this basically will run through the rig, or so we will run, okay, this reg file, okay, it will run this program and will begin working with the program. So basically the big info will run, it will run with a certain background or certain image, and all of this is done through these four files. So we are copying these four files to certain folders, and then we will run this regedit that will run the big info program, and it will begin working with a certain background and a certain configuration. Okay, so this is done. We can see I will also ask Google Bard to explain what does this install.bat file means. So we'll go and see what does it mean. So if you go there and ask Google Bard to explain what does this batch file says, okay, let's see what does it say. Okay,
The script you provided is a batch script that copies 2 image files and 1 executable file to specific locations on the Windows system, and then imports a registry file and runs the executable file in silent mode without prompting the user. The first 4 lines of the script copy the following files: img200 link to .jpg and img201 link to .jpg to the C Windows, Web, Wallpaper, Windows, directory. bginfo64 link to .x and bginfo link to .bg to the C Windows, syswow64, directory. The Y switch in all 4 xcopy commands tells the command to overwrite any existing files without prompting the user. The 5th line of the script imports the bginfo link to .reg registry file. This registry file contains settings for the bginfo software program, which is a tool that can be used to display information such as the system time, date, and hostname on the desktop wallpaper. The 6th and final line of the script runs the bginfo64 link to .x executable file in silent mode without prompting the user. This will cause bginfo to start and load the settings from the bginfo link to .reg registry file. To use this script, you would save it as a link to .bat file and then run it on the Windows system where you want to install bginfo. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. Copies 2 image files to the Windows wallpaper folder. Copies the bginfo program files to the Windows system folder. Imports a registry file with settings for bginfo. Runs bginfo in silent mode without prompting the user.
very, very good explanation and very, very simple explanation. If I tell him to see or explain the big info reg file, I have copied it to Google Bard and try to him to explain what does it mean.
The registry key you provided is composed of 3 different parts: key_current_user, control panel, desktop. This registry key contains settings for the current user's desktop. HKEY_users, default, control panel, desktop. This registry key contains default settings for the desktop that are applied to all new users. HKEY_local_machine, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, run. This registry key contains a list of programs that are automatically started when the computer boots up. The JPEG import quality registry value in the first 2 keys controls the quality of JPEG images that are imported into Windows. The value is specified as a DWORD value, with a value of 100 representing the highest quality and a value of 0 representing the lowest quality. The default value is 85. The bginfo64 registry value in the 3rd key specifies the command line that is used to start the bginfo program when the computer boots up. The silent and NOLICPROMPT switches tell bginfo to start in silent mode without prompting the user. The timer 0 switch tells bginfo to update the desktop wallpaper every 0 seconds. In summary, the registry key you provided controls the following: the quality of JPEG images that are imported into Windows, the startup behavior of the BG Info program. You can modify these settings by editing the registry key or by using a registry editor such as regedit link to .x. Note, it is important to be careful when editing the registry, as incorrect changes can cause problems with Windows. If you are not sure how to edit the registry, it is best to consult with a qualified computer technician.
So very simple. We can see also Google Bard has fantastically explained this script in details. It's a very simple. We can see it is very simple to explain. Now we can go to the next line with each to install Google Chrome. Let's see also how this will be done. If we go to the deploy and then go to the Google Chrome, then we will see hide.bat.vbs. You will see it will also run install.bat. If you go to install.bat, we will see it. What it will do, it will run install Google Chrome MSI file silently, and no restart is required. And then what it will do, it will copy the master preferences file. This is the master preferences file. It will copy it to two locations. These master preferences will contain the preferences for the Google Chrome, or the configuration for the Google Chrome browser. It will contain some configuration. What what are the examples of this configuration or preferences? For example, the default home page, some things also. So if we open the master preferences here, if we edit it, we can see, for example, this is the default home page. We will see, for example, do not create any shortcuts on the desktop. Okay, we will see a lot of things. So this is very good file or good configuration. It will be copied to the location of the installation of the Chrome, and then the last line it will delete the shortcut of Google Chrome. So basically install.bat will install Google Chrome silently, MSI file without a restart. It will copy the master preferences, which will configure the Chrome with default or some preferences, and then it will delete all of the Google Chrome shortcuts from the different desktop for all of the users. Okay, so this is basically, if we go again, this is very simple. So this is very good example. Just a moment, guys. So let's continue, guys. Now we will continue uh, discovering or checking the commands to install different programs during the deployment process of the Windows 10 image. Okay, so here we have stopped at, or we are stopping now at, the script called convert to enterprise. This is a script that will change the Windows 10 Pro to Windows 10 Enterprise, and this is the script, or this is the command that will run a script that will convert Windows 10 Pro to Windows 10 Enterprise. Let's see and go and check, see this script in action, and see what does it contains. If you go to deploy and then convert, this is the hide.bat.vbs. So we will edit. It will run the install.bat. It will be hidden. Then the install.bat, it will contain a couple of lines. Okay, basically it will run a command prompt. Okay, or it will run a command in the command prompt window. This will change the Windows 10 Pro to Windows 10 Enterprise, and it will insert a generic volume license key. Okay, for the enterprise. So it will what it will do, it will unactivate the Windows 10 Pro edition, and then it will change it to enterprise, and then it will activate it as a Windows 10 enterprise. Okay, so we can ask Google Bard to analyze this script and see, or analyze this install.bat and see what does it mean. So let's go to Google Bard and see what does this script mean. So here I am asking him to explain this script. So here he will tell us what is this script exactly. Let's see what does it mean.
The script you provided is a batch script that uninstalls the current Windows license and then installs a new Windows license using the product key NPPR9FWD-CXD2CH872K2YT43. The first line of the script sets a variable called value to an empty string. The second line of the script sets a variable called users to a list of all the user profiles on the system. The third line of the script enables delayed variable expansion. This allows the script to use the value of the user's variable in the following C script commands. The fourth line of the script uninstalls the current Windows license. The fifth line of the script backs up the current Windows product key. The sixth line of the script checks the KMS activation status. The seventh line of the script installs the new Windows license using the product key NPPR9FWD-CXD2CH872K2YT43. To use this script, you would save it as a link to .bat file and then run it on the Windows system where you want to uninstall and reinstall the Windows license. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. Uninstalls the current Windows license. Backs up the current Windows product key. Checks the KMS activation status. Installs the new Windows license using the product key NPPR9FWD-CXD2CH872K2YT43. Note: if you are using a KMS server to activate Windows, you may need to restart the computer after running this script.
So this is basically uninstall the Windows current license, which is for Windows 10 Pro, and then it backs up the product key for Windows 10 Pro, and then it will check the activation status. I think here he will deactivate deactivate the Windows as a whole, and then it will install a new license key, and then it will activate it as Windows 10 Enterprise. So it is basically uninstalling the current Windows license, deactivate the Windows 10 Pro edition, and then change it to Windows 10 Enterprise, and then install this product key and activate it as Windows 10 Enterprise. So I think this is basically what it will do. If we go again to the script, we can see here he is clearly stating what does this script mean. Okay, so this is basically what we'll do. It will go and change the Windows 10 Pro to Windows 10 Enterprise and reactivate it and install the key. So this is basically what it will do. Okay, I think that's it. Can we get more explanation? I don't think so, but this is basically fine for me. Okay, this is, as you can see here, it is basically activating and reactivating. Okay, deactivate it as Windows 10 Pro and then reactivate it as Windows 10 Enterprise. Okay, so this is basically what this script mean. If we go to the next one, which is Firefox, we will see that this command line is a little bit long, but we need to see what does it mean. So if we go to Google Bard and ask it about this line, so this is a line to install Firefox with some switches. We need to know what does that or these switches mean. So let's go and ask Google Bard and see the answer.
The script you provided is a command line that installs the Firefox web browser on a Windows system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages. The QN and quiet switches tell the Windows installer to install the package in silent mode. The NOR start switch prevents the computer from restarting after the installation is complete. The desktop shortcut equals false and install maintenance service equals false switches prevent the Firefox desktop shortcut from being created and the Firefox maintenance service from being installed. To use this command line, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the Firefox installer file is located. Then, you would type the command line and press enter. For example, if the Firefox installer file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C. Downloads greater than MSIEXEC link to .x. I. Firefox setup 106.0.3 link to .msi. QN. Quiet. Nor start desktop underscore shortcut equals false install underscore maintenance underscore service equals false. This would install the Firefox web browser on your system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages. Note: you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to install Firefox. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. Installs the Firefox web browser in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, disabling the desktop shortcut and the maintenance service.
This is basically what this command or installation command will do with all of its switches. Again, there is a question that arises: what is Firefox maintenance service? So this is completely new to me. Let's see what does Google Bard has to say about this. What is Firefox maintenance service?
The Firefox maintenance service is a background service that is installed alongside the Mozilla Firefox browser. Its primary purpose is to ensure that your Firefox browser stays up to date with the latest security patches, bug fixes, and feature updates. The Firefox maintenance service works by periodically checking for updates to Firefox. When an update is available, the service will download and install it in the background, without requiring any input from you. This helps to keep your Firefox browser secure and up to date, even if you don't check for updates manually. The Firefox maintenance service is enabled by default when you install Firefox. However, you can disable it if you wish. To do this, open the Firefox options menu and go to the Updates tab. Uncheck the box next to Use a background service to install updates to disable the service. Should you disable the Firefox maintenance service? I do not recommend disabling the Firefox maintenance service. It is an important part of keeping your Firefox browser secure and up to date. If you disable the service, you will need to check for and install Firefox updates manually. This can be inconvenient and could leave your browser vulnerable to security vulnerabilities. If you are concerned about the performance impact of the Firefox maintenance service, you can configure it to run less frequently. To do this, open the Firefox options menu and go to the Updates tab. Click on the Settings button next to Check for Updates. In the Settings dialog box, you can configure how often the service checks for updates. Conclusion: the Firefox maintenance service is an important part of keeping your Firefox browser secure and up to date. I recommend leaving the service enabled. However, if you are concerned about the performance impact of the service, you can configure it to run less frequently.
So the Firefox maintenance service is important for keeping your Mozilla Firefox up to date or up to date with security patches. But this may affect the performance of the Firefox. Okay, so you can make this service run less frequently, or if you have a patch manager that will be responsible for updating your non-Microsoft products, so you can disable it without any issues. Okay, but if you don't have a patch manager or you don't have a software that will be responsible for updating your non-Microsoft products, then you should leave it running. But you can, if you are concerning about the performance of Firefox, you can configure it to run less frequently. Okay, so this is what is the Firefox uh, maintenance service. Okay, so we can continue working with the programs. If you go and see the Java, so this is also the installation line to install Java. Okay, it contains a couple of switches. We can also ask Google Bard about them. Okay, so for example, here disable auto update, so that means that Java will not update itself automatically. EOLA to accept the user license agreement. Okay, here disabled, that means that I think here you need to accept it manually, I think, or the opposite. Let's see, reboot disabled, so it will not reboot, it will not accept the user license agreement, I think, or here it will not appear, the EULA will be accepted automatically. Reboot, there is no reboot. Okay, Auto update, it will not auto update. Silent, it will be installed silently without any prompts or displayed messages. As for web analytics, let's see what does this mean. So we will go again to Google Bard and ask it to explain this line or this installation command line.
The script you provided is a command line that installs the Java Runtime Environment, JRE, on a Windows system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages. It also disables the following features. Automatic updates. This prevents the JRE from automatically checking for and installing updates. End User License Agreement, EULA. This prevents the EULA from being displayed during the installation process. Reboot. This prevents the computer from restarting after the installation is complete. Web Analytics. This prevents the JRE from sending data to Oracle for web analytics purposes. To use this command line, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the JRE installer file is located. Then, you would type the command line and press enter. For example, if the JRE installer file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command. C downloads greater than JRE 8U351 Windows x64 link to .x. Install _silent equals enable auto _update equals disable EULA equals disable reboot equals disable web _analytics equals disable. This would install the JRE on your system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, and with the features listed above disabled. Note: you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to install the JRE. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. Installs the Java Runtime Environment, JRE, in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, disabling automatic updates, the End User License Agreement, EULA, Reboot, and Web Analytics.
So here why we need to disable automatic updates. In practical or in the production environment, mostly the Java updates need to be installed through the administrator, so the normal user will not be able to update the Java. Okay, so this is one thing, to disable automatic updates. And if you have a patch manager, you can leave the updating of the Java software to the patch manager. If you have a patch manager like SolarWinds Patch Manager, it will be responsible for updating the non-Microsoft products, including the Java. Okay, so this is one thing, to disable automatic updates. And as web analytics, this is something like telemetry data in Microsoft Windows operating system, sending sensitive data or what appears to be sensitive data. This is one of the main concern of some of the large companies or large corporations. So maybe disabling it will be a good thing to do. Okay, so let's see or continue working with the other things here. So another thing, I think here, before going to the notepad, this is simply a notepad. Okay, installation command line /s means it will be installed silently. Okay, so this, we don't need Google Bard to analyze this one. But again, let me see something here. Here I think, okay, this is for another software. This is not or this is another thing. Okay, so we will continue. Let's go and see or continue the command lines for other software. This is, for example, the script that will install Office 365. Let's go and check if we can, or we need to see how does it work. So if you go to the hide VBS, this one, it will run install.bat silently, and then the install.bat, if we edit it, it will run the setup. Okay, will run the setup exe file, and it, or the setup will have some configuration or some options to be used during the setup. So this is the configuration, or this is the options that will be installed during the setup, or the configuration of the options during the setup. Okay, so it is in a file.xml. So the setup will run a configuration file called so and so, this name, this will configure the office. Okay, so if you go and see this XML file, we will see it contains some configuration. If we edit it and open it, you can see, for example, these are the applications that will be installed, and it will enable automatic updates and display level none. That means that no windows for installation will appear, none, so you will not see any displayed windows for installation of Office. And except EULA, it will accept the user license agreement and will auto activate the Office. So this contains the configuration of the Office. So the setup will run this XML file that will contain some configurations or some configuration setting. For example, what are the programs that will be installed from the Office package, and then if the activation of the Office will happen, if there is any installation windows will appear accepting the user license agreement, auto update. So all of these will be used, or it will be run through the setup file. Okay, so the setup file will go and run this XML file. Okay, so let's continue and see the rest. So let's go and continue see the other command lines. We can close this one, and then we will go to this software, or this is a script that will install a lock screen. It will assign, or it will force a certain lock screen on a server or on a workstation. Can you hold them for 1 minute, guys? Just a moment. So let's continue, guys. This is a program or a simple script that will force a certain lock screen on your server or Windows 10 or Windows 11. So let's see the script that will install this program. If you go to here, rexserve, this is hide.bat. Okay, we can see, or hide bat, this is to run install.bat silently, and there is 3 register keys. This will implement or will install a certain, or will force a certain image to be a lock screen. Here we can see a couple of lines. I think these 2 lines will import 2 register keys. We need to check them, and I think these 3 lines will implement this lock screen to all of the user profiles, or all of the users on the server or on the workstation. And I think these couple of lines need to be explained, and I think here this is the image that will be copied to this location to force it as a lock screen. So there is a couple of things need to be explained. So this script is not clearly understandable from my point of view. So I think even the last couple of lines, these are register keys to force it as a lock screen. So I think this is the location of the lock screen, and this register keys will force it as a lock screen. And these 2 register keys, I don't know, let me see what are these register keys if we tell him to edit. So there is a couple of things actually here not understandable. All of this should be explained somehow if we edit. Okay, this is also should be understandable, and if we edit this one, so also this is not understandable. Let's see how Google Bard will explain this. Okay, so we go there. This is the install.bat. Okay, let's see what does it say. Okay,
The script you provided is a batch script that imports registry settings to all user profiles on the system and sets the lock screen image. The first line of the script sets a variable called value to an empty string. The second line of the script sets a variable called users to a list of all the user profiles on the system. The third line of the script enables delayed variable expansion. This allows the script to use the value of the user's variable in the following reg commands. The fourth line of the script imports the HKLM link to .reg registry file to the HKEY_local_machine registry hive. The fifth line of the script imports the HKCU link to .reg registry file to the HKEY_current_user registry hive. The sixth line of the script removes the hidden and read-only attributes from the C users default folder. The seventh line of the script iterates over the list of user profiles and performs the following steps for each user profile. 1. Loads the user profile's NTUSER DAT file into the HKEY_local_machine temp registry hive. 2. Imports the HKU link to .reg registry file to the HKEY_local_machine temp registry hive. 3. Unloads the HKEY_local_machine temp registry hive. The eighth line of the script sets the hidden and read-only attributes on the C users default folder. The ninth line of the script copies the lock screen link to .jpg file to the C Windows, Web, Wallpaper, Windows folder. The 10th line of the script creates the HKLM, Software, Microsoft, Windows, Current Version, Personalization CSP registry key if it does not exist. The 11th line of the script sets the lock screen image path registry value in the HKLM, Software, Microsoft, Windows, Current Version, Personalization CSP registry key to the path of the lock screen link to .jpg file. The 12th line of the script sets the lock screen image URL registry value in the HKLM, Software, Microsoft, Windows, Current Version, Personalization CSP registry key to the path of the lock screen link to .jpg file. The 13th line of the script sets the lock screen image status registry value in the HKLM, Software, Microsoft, Windows, Current Version, Personalization CSP registry key to 1. This enables the lock screen image. To use this script, you would save it as a link to .bat file and then run it on the Windows system where you want to import the registry settings and set the lock screen image. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. 1. Imports registry settings to all user profiles on the system. 2. Sets the lock screen image.
So this is simply, we don't need to go further in the script. It is simply setting a lock screen image to all of the user profiles on a server or on a machine. So this is basically, or very simply, we don't need to go and check every registry key one by one. So all of these registry keys will help us to set a certain lock screen for all of the users on a certain workstation or on a certain server. Okay, so this is basically what it will do. So we can continue further. Let's go and see the other thing, the report viewer. Let's see the script to install the report viewer. If you go to the deploy and then go to the report viewer, simply it will point to the install.bat and then we can edit. These are the three files, MSI files. It will be installed silently and without restart. Okay, so these are the report viewer and the two accompanied files. Okay, this is related to the SQL. Okay, so anyway, this is very simple. We don't need to explain it further. As for the start registry, start menu registry setting, we will not use it because we are using OpenShell. So the last one that we need to check is the VS Code. Okay, we need to check this command line. Let's explain it or see how Google Bard will explain this command line to install the the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so we can see here. Let's listen to it.
The script you provided is a command line that installs the Visual Studio Code, VS Code, text editor on a Windows system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, and without restarting the computer after the installation is complete. The SP switch tells the VS Code installer to install the software in silent mode. The VERYSILENT switch tells the installer to hide all prompts and messages. The NOR-START switch prevents the computer from restarting after the installation is complete. To use this command line, you would open a command prompt or PowerShell window and navigate to the directory where the VS Code installer file is located. Then, you would type the command line and press enter. For example, if the VS Code installer file is located in the C downloads directory, you would type the following command: C downloads greater than VS Code setup x64 1.73.0 link to .x sp verylent norestart. This would install VS Code on your system in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, and without restarting the computer after the installation is complete. Note: you may need to run the command prompt or PowerShell window as an administrator in order to install VS Code. Here is a simpler explanation of the script. Installs the Visual Studio Code, VS Code, text editor in silent mode without displaying any prompts or messages, and without restarting the computer after the installation is complete.
So you can verify the answer of Google Bard by clicking this icon, and I prefer not to always depend on one AI tool. You need to check or to question a couple of AI tools to verify that the answer is accurate. Mostly the Google Bard, most of the answers are accurate. A small percentage are not accurate, but let's see if we ask Ping AI, let's see if he will give us the same answer. So we tell him ignore, and then we will ask again to explain this line. Okay, I think we have the same answer here. Okay, but here I think if we can make it or to do like Google Bard to give it with sound, or we can or he can put it with sound. Let's go to Ping. Let's go to Ping AI, and let's go to chat. You can see it will give us the same answer, but it can this is the chat. Where is the chat? Okay, here is the chat. Now can it give us, or we can go there, this not new topic. Let's see here if we can make it spelled, or if it can be in voice. Okay, I think this will not do the same, or it will not do like Google Bard. I think this is one advantage by Google Bard. So we can see here it will not give us, or it will not do it in sound. Okay, so this is one thing. If we can send it to your phone, okay, we don't need this anyway. So this is another thing. So they are the same, so Google Bard answer is correct. Okay, so by this we have already done or explained all of the installation commands. So let's return back to our video now. I have already imported all of the programs. Okay, everything is already imported with the commands. Then we need to run the script to arrange the folders in alphabetical order, or the application folders in alphabetical order. We can see here that all of the programs are inserted or imported, so you can see all of them are there. So now we need to arrange them. We will do the same as we have done in the capture application section. Okay, so we need to close it. Okay, yes, and then we will go to the capture folder. First of all, we need to delete this one, not the capture folder. We need to delete also this file. We need to go to the deployment folder and copy the application groups.xml and put it in this folder, and run our script to modify it, and then copy it again and replace the original file. So this, we needed to copy it and go to the sort folder on the desktop. okay, and paste, and then run the script to modify it. Okay, run with PowerShell 7, and then we will have a copy of the file. We will copy it and replace it with the application groups.xml in the deployment folder in the control folder. So we can go to E, and then we can open the deployment share folder, and then control, and then we can paste or copy this file and paste it or replace it with the original file, and then replace it. Now we can open the MDT console and see if the folders are arranged in alphabetical order. So let's go and see. Okay, now we will close and then open the MDT console. We can see now all of things is alphabetical order: A, B, C, G, J, M, N, O, R, S, V. So now this is all in alphabetical order. Very simple. So here we are hiding this. So when you are deploying the Windows 10 image, you will have a list to choose the programs that you need to additionally install with the Windows image. So here we're telling him to hide this application in deployment wizard, because when we create a task to deploy the Windows 10 image, we will tell him to install big info. So we will force this program to be installed with the deployment process. So we don't need to let it be in the selection application list. Okay, so what I'm doing here, we are hiding this application from the deployment wizard because we will have a task that will install it or will force it to be installed. So we will not let the user have the option to choose. We will force him to install, or we will force the application to be installed. So we need to hide it from the selection because we will force it or we will install it by force in another way. Okay, so we need to hide this application from the deployment wizard. We will see that later when we create the deployment tasks. Okay, we will do this. Okay, we will hide this application from the deployment wizard. So this is a way that you can hide some applications not to be displayed during the deployment process. Okay, and also this will not be available in the selection because we will force that, we will do that, or we will force it to be installed. As for the registry keys, the same, we will hide it from the selection. So all of these programs will be installed on all the deployed Windows 10 images. Okay, so this is basically what we will do. Okay, as for the start menu, we will not use it anyway, or we will not install it because we have already OpenShell. But anyway, if you choose to install it, then also it will not be available in the application list. Okay, so this will be forced, or this will be installed by default. Okay, so now what we need to do, the last step, is to import the operating system. So remember, here there is a problem. The VirtualBox have already crashed, so I need to restart the whole program again. So the last step, what we need to do, we need to import the operating systems in the capture share folder. So we can choose what Windows we need to install and what Windows we need to capture. Okay, so here I am just checking in the services section in the Windows. I need to check to see if all of the services are running, because one of the services concerning the MDT monitoring service, if this is not running, we'll not be able to monitor the capture or deployment process. So I need to make sure that this service is running. You can we have already a script that we have created before to check some services if they are running or not. We can add this service to them and make the script make sure that this service is running, and if it is not started, it will start it automatically. Okay, so we have done this, or we have seen a script like that. let me show you all this script. If you go again and open here, I think not here, in the D, okay, we have something called check services. So here we will modify this script. Remember that we have make a schedule task in the Windows task scheduler to run this script in different intervals, or in same interval, or in some intervals. Okay, so now this is the name of the service. We will add it to the script. Okay, so this is the script. We'll tell him to make sure that this service is running. Okay, so here we will add it. Okay, and then make apostrophe comma and then space. So this script will run every now and then to make sure that all of these services are running, including a Microsoft deployment toolkit monitoring, or Microsoft deployment toolkit monitor service. Okay, so this is a good way to check a couple of services to be on, to make sure that a couple of services to be running on your server, especially some important services. Now we need to go and import the operating systems that will be captured. Okay, so we need to import Windows 10 Pro, we need to import Windows 10 LTSC, we need to import Windows Server 2022. This is the last step we need to do. So we will go to the capture share. First of all, we need to insert the Windows Server 2022, because this is the first operating system that we need to import. Okay, so here we have done everything. Okay, we have imported the operating systems to be captured, we have imported the programs that will be captured with the Windows, we have imported the applications that will be deployed during the deployment of the Windows 10 image. Okay, so now we can go to the prerequisites and operating systems. Now we have Windows Server 2022, the evaluation version. Now we need to import it. First of all, this will be imported in the capture share section. So now we'll go to the capture, or during the capture process. Remember, when we capture the image, it will be imported in the deployment, or in the deployment share section, or in the deployment process in the operating system section under the deployment share. Okay, so remember that. I will show you a little bit of an option that you can see. Import operating system. Here, the first option that we will see here, a couple of things here. An operating system DVD, so he will copy the source files of the Windows operating system from the Windows DVD, or a custom image. So we will do that not in the capture folder, but in the deployment. So after capturing the Windows 10 image, we will go to the operating system section in the deployment section and tell him to import a custom image. Okay, so this is something to note. Okay, now we will point to the DVD that contains the Windows Server 2022 operating system. Okay, and then we need to, this contains two versions of Windows Server: Data Center Core and Standard Core, and Data Center Graphical or Desktop Experience, and Standard Desktop Experience. So we need only the standard version, desktop experience, and we will delete all of the rest. Okay, so we need only the standard standard desktop experience. So we will remove the rest. This one that we don't need the core, we don't need the data center core, we don't need the desktop experience. So we will delete the rest. Okay, all of them, and this one, and then we delete them. Okay, and leave this one. Okay, we will, okay, delete, and then next, okay, and then we can tweak the name here. We can just make it more simple. We can make it only Windows Server 2022. This is a long name, okay? So it is Windows Server to 2022 standard, okay? It is very, very simple. Apply and okay, and then we will import the Windows 10 2022 H2 Pro, and we need to only install the Pro. The DVD contains different Windows 10 editions. There is the Home edition, there is the Education edition. We need only the Pro 64-bit edition. Okay, so we need to do that. We need to import it. The same as we have imported Windows Server 2022. So import operating system, full set of source files, then choose it, and then here we go. This is the Windows 10 Pro, and then we can name it Windows 10 64-bit or Windows 10 Pro, okay, 64-bit. Then next. Okay, then we need to remove all of the other operating systems and leave the Windows 10 Pro, okay, 64-bit. Okay, we need only this one, so we'll delete the rest. Delete, and then next, then next. Okay, and then finish. Okay, I think here, well, yes, here I am just checking, or there is something here. Okay, let me check something here. Here, this is the location, or here I am pointing, or I going to a folder. Okay, wait for a moment. I will show you Windows System 32, then SSP, then tokens, okay, and then SKUs. Here, this is the folder. Through it, the Windows 10 Pro will be changed to Windows 10 Enterprise. Let me ask Google Bard again about this location and what is its importance. Okay, here is another explanation. Let me show. I think here I have already told him about this location. I think I don't remember where I have left this one. Okay, I think maybe this one. Let me see. I think maybe I have mistaken something. Let me. Okay, no, I think maybe this one. No. I think. Okay, let me tell or ask it again. Here is the C, and then Windows, and then System 32, and then we go to, I think, to let me again see. I think for SPP maybe. Yes, SPP or secure boot maybe. No, I think for SLMGR maybe. I don't think so. Let's SPP. Yes, this is it. Tokens, and then SQA. Let's go and ask Google Bard. Okay, let's go to here, scripting capabilities. Let's say what is this location and what is the importance of it. Okay, let's go there and see this one and tell him like that. Okay, so let's see what does Google Bard have to say.
The location C Windows, System 32, SPP, Tokens, SCUS is a folder that contains the license tokens for the different editions of Windows that are installed on the system. These license tokens are used by the Windows licensing service to verify that the system is properly licensed. The importance of this folder is that it contains the information that allows the system to run a licensed version of Windows. If the license tokens in this folder are corrupted or deleted, the system will not be able to verify its license and will eventually stop running. It is important to note that the C Windows, System 32, SPP, Tokens, SCUS folder is a protected system folder and should not be modified by users. If you need to modify the contents of this folder, you should use the Windows licensing service. Here are some additional details about the importance of the C Windows, System 32, SPP, Tokens, SCUS folder. It is used by the Windows licensing service to verify that the system is properly licensed. It is used by the Windows Update service to install updates for the correct edition of Windows. It is used by the System Restore feature to restore the system to a previous configuration in which it was properly licensed. If the license tokens in the C Windows, System 32, SPP, Tokens, SCUS folder are corrupted or deleted, the system may experience a variety of problems, including the system may not be able to activate Windows. The system may not be able to install updates for Windows. The system may not be able to restore to a previous configuration using System Restore. The system may eventually stop running. It is important to keep the C Windows, System 32, SPP, Tokens, SCUS folder backed up in case the license tokens become corrupted or deleted. You can back up this folder using a file backup tool or by creating a system image.
Let's ask him, can this folder be used to upgrade Windows 10 Pro license to Windows 10 Enterprise? Because the script that we have already imported called convert, or this is the script, remember this script here to convert this one. This script will go to the folder that we are working now on it and change it from Pro to Enterprise. So let's see if he will ask or what he will have to say about this question. No, the folder cannot be used to upgrade Windows 10 Pro license. The license tokens in this folder are used to verify. To upgrade Windows 10 license to Windows 10, you must purchase a Windows 10 Enterprise upgrade license from Microsoft. By purchase the license, you can use the Windows activation wizard to upgrade. Okay, so basically, the script will unactivate the Windows 10 Pro and remove the license key, and then it will insert or it will choose to change the version of Windows 10 Pro to Windows 10 Enterprise and provide the license key for it. Okay, so he say here is the step: purchase a Windows 10 Enterprise upgrade license. Okay, open the activation wizard, change product key, enter the Enterprise upgrade license key, click next, follow the instructions on the screen to complete the upgrade process. Okay, anyway, so the script will do that. Okay, the script of convert to Enterprise will do that. It will run the activation or the Windows activation wizard. It will insert the key. Remember, if we go there and check the folder, let me go and get you the folder itself. If you go there to the MDT lab prerequisites and then go to the tools, deploy, convert, we will see that this script, this slmgr, this is the activation wizard. Okay, it will uninstall the Windows 10 Pro license, unactivate it, and then change it to Windows 10 Enterprise, and then insert the key or the generic volume license key, and then activate it to be Windows 10 Enterprise. Okay, so this is basically what this script will do. The same as Google Bard said. So this is perfect. Let's continue and see the rest. So now we need to go and add the LTSC. This is basically very simple. Here is the Windows 10 LTC. We have done the same. We have inserted the DVD and then we are importing the Windows 10 LTSC. So the upcoming video, we need to create two tasks. One to capture the Windows 10 and the other to deploy the Windows 10. So the upcoming video, with God will, we need to create the task. So we have already prepared our capture share folder, our deployment share folder, the programs, the operating system, everything is prepared. Now we will shut down, and the upcoming video we will prepare the task, the capture task and the deployment task. Hope this video is informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.